Good morning, everybody. I am here with the Rhonda Walker, who has come into our lives. And I say our because there is Kayla as well. I just happen to be the one doing all the interviews. And I'm smiling ear to ear. We love Rhonda. This past month, in the last month or so, we got to meet Rhonda in real life, and it felt surreal and normal and exciting and all of the things combined. And I just can't wait to be with you in person again, because I know that
Oh, I know.
yeah, that's just a given. And this has not only been a coachy relationship the past year, 2 years. This has been like a blooming, growing friendship. And I'm so appreciative of you, Rhonda, and having you in our life. And I want anybody who's listening or watching to get to hear and know you a little bit better. So I would love for
Awesome.
you to share who you are, where you're calling in from, what is your business, many threads of your business, and why do you love what you do?
All right. Well, first of all, I have to say I'm a very emotional person, and you already have me in tears.
I don't keep the Kleenex bar.
Here, let me just reach and grab one of those. There you go. Okay, so I have actually two streams of business. There's the Garden Shop, which is a luxury tea company, and then there's Rhonda Walker Coaching. So I absolutely they've kind of evolved. It's been kind of amazing how we've gone from, you know, a garden farm to tea, or pardon me, a flower farm to tea to, following my intuition and, actually putting out to the world that I'm coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Something I've done and been, looking at diving deeper and everything for years. And it took a lot to pull that out of me, but
Mm,
like the courage to do it. But I absolutely love it.
yeah, and not to mention you are a best-selling author.
And I am a best-selling author. I
So
am.
for anybody who's
That's
watching,
still
that's right
pretty
in the
surreal.
background. Yeah, still
Yeah.
surreal. Yeah, so like the umbrella of Rhonda Walker is there is coaching, there is courses, there
Yeah.
is your book, which is parallel to your coaching and courses. There is, yes, like you said, your luxury tea, there's in-person experiences. Like you have so much to offer people.
Yes. When I was going through more kind of the beginning of my healing journey, um, I wish I had found someone that basically is doing what I'm doing. I
Mhm.
needed to, I needed to forgive a lot. Um, and I didn't know how to do that. So hence the book, which actually,
I love it.
um, yeah, which is so the book is a lot about forgiveness. It was my journey through abuse, adoption, or actually adoption first, I guess, adoption, abuse, and then actually my parents' dementia.
Mm.
And I've had so many people stop me, like local people who know me, who've stopped me and said, like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you did it. Like once they heard my story, but people don't realize what forgiveness is. And honestly, I didn't know what forgiveness was. I thought I did, but I didn't know what it was until I really I had to learn how to forgive. And then I had to do it for me because I was becoming a person I didn't like. And yeah, so I did that. And now I'm doing that for other people.
Yeah, you are. And it's so needed. Forgiveness, um, there's room for it in every like peg of our life. There's room for
Yeah.
forgiveness in our relationships, in ourself, in with our money, with our health, with our intimate relationships, with our childhood, with our current, like there's room for forgiveness everywhere. And I actually got full body chills when you said like I needed to learn how to forgive myself, because I think that takes a bigger person to say, um, to just admit that like the work has to actually be done here.
It
first,
does.
yes, we also have to forgive outwardly, but the inside job is the hardest job and the most important job. And I'm so excited for people to be able to explore how to start that journey with you. And to also be in a community of other people who are here saying like, yeah, of course I want to be able to forgive because I want to be able to move on.
And you know what? Moving on is the hugest thing. Um, I like in my story, so I went from being the abused child, and I do talk about one or two events. There was way more, but just I didn't want to bombard people. But it gives you an idea. Um, to being able to help my mom, who is my abuser,
Mm,
go through dementia, but also through her passing. Like I was able to sit there and, you know, help her in that process.
yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love your book. I love your
Thank
story.
you.
And getting to have this like insider peek at your program, I'm just like, this is it. This is what the world needs. And I have 100% faith that this is you stepping into your greatness. This is like, oh yeah,
Thank you.
exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So yeah, you're welcome.
You know what? It feels right.
Yeah.
It feels very aligned.
I can tell you're very grounded in this next phase of who you are and what you're offering. And it's like that grounded confidence speaks volumes.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, Rhonda, I would love to hear everybody's perspective is different. If we flash back to a year ago, 10 months ago, 11 months ago, whenever it is, like sort of this time last year, and you had maybe just registered for platinum or you were getting signed up for platinum, what were you hoping would happen this past year?
You know, to be perfectly honest, I've thought about this and I honestly wasn't 100% sure what I wanted. I just know I needed to be there. I was really hoping for community
Mm.
and I was really hoping for guidance. And I found so much more than that. Like I found that, but I found so much more than that as well.
Yeah, it's interesting how many people are like, I didn't know what I wanted. I
Oh,
just
good. I thought I was the only one. So there you go.
there's been a handful of you who are like, I wasn't sure, like I didn't have an expectation. But yeah, okay, so knowing you wanted community, you wanted guidance, and we're going to get to community in a little bit. That's like a whole conversation on its own. But now that we're here, it's November 2022, 11 months in this program has passed. We've had so many incredible experiences together as a group, but for you personally, what has been your biggest transformation this past year, whether it's like you as a person or you as a business owner or both?
um, I'm definitely more confident.
Mm.
I'm way, way, way more confident in myself, in my business, in my capabilities. Um, and I have boundaries,
Yes.
which I didn't have boundaries before.
Mm.
I hate to actually say this out loud, but I mean, I was a doormat. Not
Mm.
even, I mean, that word has a lot of negative connotations, and I don't mean it like that. But I mean, if someone said, "Oh, can you do this for me?" Sure, I can make that work. Can you do this? I mean, I said yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, that doesn't feel right. No, I actually can't do that. And I know I've pissed people off, but I
You're
haven't
yeah.
I haven't upset me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, boundaries is huge. And to have boundaries is to be confident, is to have self-trust, is to follow our intuition, right? It's all of those things. When you signed up to Platinum a year ago, did you know at that point that you'd be writing a book?
Um, yes, I
Mm,
had, yes.
okay.
But we had talked about it um through our coaching before platinum.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so your transformation has been in feeling way more confident, being boundaried. What has the transformation felt like stepping into not only being an author, like, yes, anybody can write a book, but like you actually went forward and like published it, launched it, put it into the world, got it on Amazon, got bestseller in multiple categories. So can we hear a little bit about like what has that transformation been, because you've stepped into this identity of like, hi, I'm a best-selling author.
You know, I always thought I was okay with being that person behind the scenes.
Mm.
And it's been really big because I mean, I had to really be talked into putting my picture on the front cover. And this is going to sound ridiculous, but when probably a week, 2 weeks before the book came out, it kind of hit me that actually people were going to read it. It
Mhm.
for some reason it never occurred to me, and I'm not sure if it was you or Kayla, but one of you said something about that. I'm like, oh my God, people can read this.
Mm.
And that actually made me become very, very confident, just like self-confident that, you know what, I can do really hard things. And this is a really hard thing. You
Mm.
know, I think of all the people, authors of that I've read, and it's like, wow, like I know what you have gone through. And, you know, it's it's a very it's strengthening
Mm-hmm. It's a whole different kind of courage to say, what I'm saying is going to exist forever.
forever. Yeah. Yeah.
And unless all of the books in the world disappeared, it's out there forever. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think it takes like an insane amount of bravery and courage. I think that's so cool. Okay, let's talk about the community a little bit. I don't
Mhm.
know one person who doesn't love Rhonda Walker. Everybody who comes into our community loves you. You have such a magnetic presence. But I would also love to hear from you, like, what has this community done for you, whether it's been coming to our Vortex calls, our content calls, collaborating with other women, like, what has Platinum done for you in terms of community?
Oh my God. Okay. Um, it's helped me again with confidence. And, you know, okay, I'll give you an example. Lots of times I'll get an order and it's like, oh, like I have no idea where that's from. And I'll ask people, oh, how did you hear about me? And there's always a connection. Well, not always, but I mean, lots of times there's a connection back to someone,
Mm,
someone in our community. And
hmm.
it's like, wow, like it's amazing. And when you have someone saying, I love what you do, thank you so much. I love this. I love my tea. I love this. It's the same idea when you hear about a battered woman that, you get beat down enough times, you stay down.
Mm,
Well, when someone pumps you up enough times, you realize that, oh my God, yeah.
yeah.
And you really start to believe that.
Mm, yeah, it just becomes normal. It's like, oh, of course I'm going to come into this room, into this community, and everybody's going to be excited to see me and chat and connect.
Yeah. Like it's an amazing experience.
I love that so much. I was at my sister's house. I don't even know when, maybe it was a year ago. And my sister lives in the States and her husband is from the States and his best friend is from the States, but his best friend moved to Minnesota. And his best friend was like, oh, I heard Rhonda chat on your stories. And so I went to her website and I bought her tea. And I'm like, that is so cool. My sister's husband's best friend in Minnesota is like, oh, I'm on the garden shop tea train.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Um, okay, what in terms of the community piece, what have you loved the most in the way of connecting? Has it been Vortex? Has it been the content calls? Has it been the Facebook private group? Like, what has been your favorite in terms of, oh, there's my community again?
I have to pick one. I love the Vortex calls. I absolutely love them. But you know what? I can't pick one. Like
Mm,
I love when it's like, okay, we, our our community call is coming up, or friendships. Like I have made friendships in this group that I know are going to be lifelong friendships.
mm,
You and Kayla, for example.
Yes.
But I mean, there's other people too within the group that, you know, if God forbid the whole thing, like you get your business fell apart. I mean, that's not going to happen. But I know I'm still going to be friends with all these people. Or if
Yeah.
the internet blew up, because you're not businesses that fall apart. But if
Yeah.
something happened with the internet, you know,
Mm,
I know that I will always be friends with these people. And I mean, I've met them in this community.
it's so beautiful. And I've heard one of the other testimonials, two of the other testimonial videos said the exact same thing. Like, I've made lifelong friendship,
Mhm.
people that I can call in 10 years. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
love that so much. Okay, so Rhonda, let's come back to you a little bit. I want people to be able to know, how can they work with you? How can they get signed up? What do you have coming up? How can people be in your world, pay you, learn from you? Let us know, and we'll make sure it all gets linked into the YouTube channel and onto the podcast and anywhere else that this exists.
Awesome. Well, on Instagram, it's rhonda.walker.coaching.
Okay.
And Rhonda has an H. It's Honda with an R in front of it. Um, so many people forget the H. Um, I have two websites, which this I guess will be the first time announcing the one website. Um, it's the first one is thegardenshop.ca, and it's kind of like go for weird spellings. It's shop with two P's,
Mm,
and then just rhondawalkercoaching.com. And that site is almost done. I mean, it's
yeah. It's
yeah,
just ready to be birthed.
you betcha. There's a new program coming out. I'm going to start talking about it more and more between now and probably Christmas time. And it will be released in January. We're going to start in January.
Mm,
So registration will be actually coming up this month, starting this month. And yeah, it really is going to be life changing.
beautiful. Okay, I'm so excited. So everybody can find Rhonda on Instagram, rhonda.walker.coaching, her two websites, thegardenshop.ca and rhondawalkercoaching.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both of those websites have the link to my book. But if you are an Amazon person, just hop over to Amazon, type in Rhonda Walker, Forgotten Love. I'll pop up.
Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Rhonda. I so appreciate you being here today, your energy, your smile, sharing your story. And I can't wait for more people to be able to get on that tea subscription or read your book or get into the first cohort of Forgotten Love.
Yes, you betcha. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for
Okay.
today.
Have a great day.